WICR. WICR yesterday.
This is WICR.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Today with Matt and Dave. I'm Matt Ricker, and welcome back to welcome back from spring break.
And I'm Dave Horvath, and yes, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks since we've last been on air, so hope everyone's doing well.
It seems like it's been forever.
It's crazy. It's only show 4. Last semester, this time, I think we were on show 7, 8, 7, maybe 7.
Yeah,
like that.
I lost count.
We got through a lot, so it's funny. Talking with my dad over break, he's just like, "How many shows have you done? Like 2?" I'm like, "Nah, we've done 3. Don't hate." Well, number 4 is coming up, but it just happened to be the way St. Patrick's Day fell. Then we had break. It just kind of kept it off the last couple weeks, but glad to be back.
We're having actually a special guest on today to talk about the race for the White House 2016, and it's Dr. Zano, a political science professor here at Iona College. But that will be in a little bit. So we're going to start with entertainment, music, and more. So Dave, over to you.
Oh, well, actually, I'm going to start off instead of doing entertainment music. I'm going to start off with the upcoming sports for Iona, since we've been off the last couple weeks, so people don't really know what's going on with our athletics. So on Friday, the men's and women's cross-country team, or track and field, will be having their open outdoor track and field season. They'll be out in Williamsburg, Virginia, at the against the Colonial Relays, so that's just an event going on. And then from there, that's at 12 o'clock. Then from there, they're going to they will be at the Stanford Invitational out in California. Let's talk about really hopping on a plane after that and going off to Stanford. Talk about far away from there. Then on Saturday, the softball team will be playing against Siena College. I get 12 o'clock on the 2nd. Baseball will be playing against a doubleheader against Marist on Saturday, with Game 1 being at 12 p.m., and this is in New Rochelle, and Game 2 being at 3 p.m. Now, lacrosse will also be home on Saturday, April 2nd, at 2 p.m. against LU Brooklyn. Women's rowing will be against Fairfield Marist from Manhattan, so a little combination, women's and men, at 4 o'clock in New Rochelle, over where they practice at. I don't know exactly where that's at, but not too far from here. Also going back to track and field, they will be at Stanford also on the 2nd, so they'll be there obviously Friday and Saturday. Softball will then be also playing against Wagner on Saturday, April 2nd at 4 o'clock, and then against Villanova on Sunday, April 3rd at 9 a.m., so early game there. Golf will be opening up their season in the 2016 Coca-Cola of the Lehigh Valley, and that will be Sunday, April 3rd at 9 a.m. Baseball then have another game on Sunday against Marist. They're doing a doubleheader. They have a third game of the series, and that will be on Sunday, April 3rd at 12 p.m. Softball has a doubleheader against Monmouth at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. respectively, and then they have a game against University of Vermont, or VMI, on Sunday at 2:30. Wrong time there, 4:30. Golf will then continue in the 2016 Coca-Cola of the Lehigh Valley on Monday, April 4th at 9 a.m. Baseball will have a game against Sunnybrook in home against New Rochelle at Tuesday, April 5th at 3:30. Lacrosse will have a game against Fairfield Wednesday, April 6th, 3 p.m. at home in New Rochelle, and softball will wind out on Wednesday, April 6th at 3 p.m. And that is all the upcoming sports for the next week.
Cool. And do you have any music or entertainment?
I do have some music and entertainment. So we're going to come over to the Billboard Top 10 of this week. So number 1 is Work by Rihanna featuring Drake. Number 2 is Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. Number 3 is 7 Years by Lucas Graham, good group. Really enjoy that song personally. Number 4 is Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. Number 5 is My House by Flo Rida. Number 6 is Pillow Talk by Zayn. Number 7 is Me, Myself, and I by G-Eazy and Bebe Rexha. Number 8 is Sorry by Justin Bieber. Number 9 is Cake by the Ocean by Dance. And number 10 is Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. It's also a new song in the top 10. And the number 1 song of this week of last year was Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Remember, that song was extremely popular. That song was on forever. That was number 1. I assume the next 8 weeks it'll still be number one. I can't remember how long
Yeah.
that was. So moving over to now the box office. So last week we had some openings. Box office pretty overall. Made some money. The top five was number one, Batman versus v Superman: Dawn of Justice, coming at $166 million, setting a new March record. Also setting a new DC record for biggest opening for a DC comic. Number two is Zootopia. Got knocked out of first place for the first time in 3 weeks, but it pulled in a nice 24 million against other odds. People, it was a little higher than they expected. Number three was My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, coming in at 17.8 million. Number four was Miracles from Heaven, coming in at 9.6 million, and number five was the Divergent series Allegiant at 9.4 million. So really kind of overall box office top 12 been like 242 million combined, which is the second highest weekend of this year. The only other higher weekend was when Deadpool opened up back in February. So now upcoming this week movies going to be kind of weak. Nothing really opening up too much. You have that God's Not Dead 2, the sequel to God's Not Dead, that's opening in 2,200 theaters. You have Meet the Blacks, the one of the by the Wayans brothers, another one of the spoof films they make. That's opening in 1,000 theaters, and Miles Ahead is opening limited. So those are the movies upcoming for this week. My predictions for this weekend, I think it's going to be, and I think this may be one of my better weekends with me predicting. Number one is going to be Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, that's interesting because I never would have thought they would make a movie like that. Batman versus Superman. I think of them two as allies.
Well, if you're an avid comic book reader like myself, you do know the storyline behind it and what causes it.
Mhm.
I actually saw the movie last week. It was okay. It was not fantastic. I'm going to tell you that it was the best superhero movie ever. They definitely tried to do kind of the same idea in Spider-Man 3 when they tried doing a little too much with it.
Mhm.
So that was my biggest issue with it. They implored things in the film that you would have been better if you waited to maybe have this event happen in the next film instead of putting it in this film. Because there's certain effects you want to get from the audience and certain emotions that sometimes it takes time for them to grow on people. And when you throw it all in one film and try to just at the end just go bam, let's do this and this, you're not going to get the same reaction you would have gotten from an audience as if it was pushed onto the next film, which they think they could have done. I have to say, a lot of people have been interesting. They've been, Jesse Eisenberg, he was horrible as Lex Luthor. I think he was fantastic as Lex Luthor. He did exactly as what I thought Lex Luthor was going to be. He was not going to be a Jack Nicholson or a Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor. He was going to be the arrogant, kind of strange. He brought the Social Network meets Now You See Me character, now you see me, I'm the smartest guy in the room, you can't stop me. That was almost wow. They did a great line, you're psychotic, and he goes, well, that's any three-syllable word that's too big for the mind to understand. That you say someone's psychotic. He did in my opinion, a very good job. I did also like Ben Affleck as Batman. Ben Affleck as Batman was great. Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, okay. I think that's what Christian Bale people always look at because of the Dark Knight series by Christopher Nolan. It was such a popular series, and everyone loved it. There were always people going to go, oh, Ben Affleck can't do it. Christian Bale's, Batman. He's been the best Batman. But Christian Bale, in my opinion, lacked as being Batman. His Bruce Wayne was fantastic. He was able to be that player. Ben Affleck, in my opinion, struggled just a tinge with that. He did not come off as I'm supposed to be this playboy billionaire. It was I'm awesome as Batman, and he did a great job as Batman, but Bruce Wayne was a little iffy. I think future film, he'll fix that, or at least I hope he does, because it's not going to give him a good look. So my predictions this week is number one, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Number two, Zootopia. Number three, God's Not Dead 2. Number four, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. And number five, Miracles from Heaven. So I got actually two films that got the Christian spin on it, just because I know God's Not Dead 1 was a very well-liked movie. I think it was ended up being the fourth highest grossing Christian-based film. And that made pretty good money out of. Usually those films don't do too well. And it's done well. I mean, I look at Miracle from Heaven. That's so far, as of last week, as of Sunday, it had a $13 million budget. And it's made $34 million. So I got to give credit there. I think that's going to still hold kind of well. Percentages, I think Batman vs. Superman's going to drop about 65%. I think it could drop up to 68%. It's going to be a little bigger drop. So I think they're probably going to have it around 70 million for the weekend, which not that bad second weekend, but in a movie when it costs 250 million to make, you don't want it to drop that much. So we'll have to see. That's all I have for my music, entertainment, and college sports. So anything else, Matt?
Sounds good. And just one quick announcement. Accepted Students Day is coming up on April 17th. That's a Sunday, so be sure to sign up if you are a prospective student.
It's also my dad's birthday.
Listening in. Yeah.
It's also my dad's birthday.
Go to ionaevents.org and sign up there. Also, if you cannot make that, the following weekend is Last Look Saturday, so be sure to sign up if you can't make that. So that is for accepted students. I encourage you to come. And meet new people and everything, and meet current students. So, but that is all I have for right now. So, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring in Dr. Zano and talk 2016 Race for the White House. And we'll be right back.